Well, good morning, flockers. How is everybody today? We are streaming live with Max, obviously, the bird of the moment. And I was trying to get myself set up here. Now, Max saw me making beak fist a few minutes ago, so he is pretty excited about that. Max, let's just get this set. Oh, I know, honey. It's going to be a minute. I know. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. There we go. All right. How's that for angling? That is not angling the way I want it to. How is that? It's a little bit better. Okay. I'm going to start. Whoops. I'm having a bit of a problem here. I'm going to hold by hand. So Max knows that I just made some beak fest, and he's actually kind of excited about that right now, hoping he's going to see it very, very soon. So let's try this again here. There we go. How's that for angle? A little bit better. Okay. There you go, Max. Now, Max, if you want to sit on the perch proper, I'm going to go get you some Beak Fest. Would you like some Beak Fest? You were watching when I made some snacks earlier, weren't you? Did you see me make snacks? Well, climb up onto the perch. Climb up onto the perch proper. Now, if you're going to eat Beak Fest on your chair, there's a couple of, I know, you're not usually not allowed to. Climb up proper. Climb up. Side. Side. Come on. Now he sees this. It's a bunch of eggies. Now you want to eat there? Okay, I'll put some more paper on the ground. Don't make a big mess of my chair, okay, buddy? Okay. There we go. There we go. How's that? Yeah. You're in the shot. You're having some tasty, tasty treats. Now, obviously, Max enjoys his Beak Fest. He was quite excited because it is Saturday. And Saturdays are the days that he gets his favorite in the world, eggies. Is that good, buddy? Yeah, that is good, isn't it? Yeah, that is good, isn't it? Oh. I just kicked up the other device so I can hear comments. And once again, I managed to do the volume thing. Would you like some more, buddy? Okay, you can pick what piece you want. How's that? Good? That is good. I'm going to go dish out to the rest of the flock. Hey, Chico. I made eggies. Would you like some? Oh, I say that's a yes. Chico, I got eggies. Yeah. Now, the rest of the flock might join the stream in a little while. But right now, let's just get going with who we got at the start of the show. Maxwell. Well, did you finish that piece already? Would you like some more, Max? You still hungry? Oh, I bet you are. Bet you are. That piece right there, huh? Is that the good stuff? That is the good stuff. So, while Max is munching, let's see who's joining us. Iona's here. Assez-vous. Aussie Boo says, hi, there's been a time change in Canada because here in the UK the time's normally 5 p.m. when the stream starts. This week it's going to start at 6. No, I don't think we've had our time change yet. Either that or I wasn't paying very much attention when it happened. Hi, ornithology dude. Christine's here. Oh, my bird nest. Mookie. Hi, Mookie. Really glad to have you joining us. Mookie joined the flock this week. Super, super excited that she's here. Assuming I've got pronouns correct, Mookie, please correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Oh yeah, eggs are one of Max's favorites. And he certainly looks forward to Beakfest. Joy's here. Hi, Joy. We'll see if we can get a box from Max for you in a little while. Obviously, right now, Max is munching. Brian's here too. All right. Glad to meet you, Mookie. So on the agenda today, if you noticed in stories, we've got a little bit of that evil, evil white snow stuff happening. Max is not a huge fan of the snow. You know, I don't think any of us really are. It gets kind of chilly, not as nice to hang around. Okay, Max. I thought today we might get started with, I've got a whole box for you. A box of blocks, but you gotta walk onto the armchair. Go, back. There you go. One box of blocks. Okay, you've been here for a while, you know what's about to happen. It's going to be 5,052. Just gonna pick up the camera for 1 second if I can, without hitting a button. All right. So if you can see here, there are a lot of blocks in that box, and Max is going to have a munch on the box to begin with, and then he might get into a little bit of block throwing, which seems to be one of his favorite things in the world, or block munching. All right. So there is great joy in Blockville. The laughter in the background that you're hearing is T-Cal. T-Cal's certainly having a good morning. He really enjoys his eggies too. So yeah, we've got people flying in to join the flock today from everywhere. Mookie is from Rhode Island. Christine from Queens, New York. We've got the Bronx. We've got England. Sebu, absolutely. I might pull T-Cal out a little bit and see if he wants to star for a short while on the video as well. He certainly does enjoy the camera. Let's shift back a little bit. There you go, Max. Oh, yeah, that's tasty, isn't it? Super, super tasty. It's block time. Max was really excited when he saw that he had a whole box of blocks. Kind of let him decide how he wants to play with them. If he wants to munch them, if he wants to throw them, if he wants to stack them. He does, like any other parrot, have a short attention span. Oh, Max. Want another one? Oh yeah, Max loves this game. If you're wondering, yes, he has winged me with a block in the past. That was kind of clever. Little pieces. You gotta throw them where I can reach them. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that this is better than anything on TV. We definitely have a lot of fun on our Saturday morning live streams. Never quite know what Max is going to do or get into. Certainly the game of blocks is a fun game. He's waiting right now. He's wondering why I'm not tossing anything back, but all blocks are at locations that are not super accessible to me right now. Yes, Mookie came here from Mr. Max. I thought that was super, super cool. I know sometimes there's a bit of confusion. I found Mr. Max after this channel had been running, and on the socials, Max and Moluccan was already well established. And so I didn't want to change Max's name at that point. Besides, Max is 26 years young, and he's had his name his entire life. That wasn't a block. Oh, Max. Tossing stuff where I can't reach it, huh? That's okay. exciting. What you got, Max? Was that a little unfair? Did I toss it out of reach? All good parrot toys are really built to be destroyed. That's what the fun is. So while Max has a box of blocks, can you say that 5 times fast? Box of blocks. It certainly becomes shreddies of wood pretty quickly, but it's great fun to shred. Max used to not be much on chewing on wood or playing with a lot of toys. He's a big one for newspaper and shredding it in his cage. Outside the cage, he prefers cardboard. And he started getting into some wooden blocks this summer, which I thought was fantastic. Took me years to convince him. He's 26 years old and he finally discovered the joy of wood. Previously, the only wood he would chew on was his big perch. A couple of times having a, well, not so bright moment where he chewed through the perch right underneath him. But that happens. Do you want to be close, buddy? Yeah. Right now, Tico is looking at a brand new fresh pumpkin. It will probably take him 2 to 3 days, and it's another huge carving pumpkin. Quite happy with that. Yeah, Tico's never been a huge one for having cameras pointed at him. He likes a bit of privacy. And Tico is muttering in the background. You know, leave the camera on Max for a while because he is being quite entertaining. But if he decides to take a nap or something, I'll take the camera over to Tico. And if he gets too quiet, I'll take the camera over to Tico as well. Yeah, Tico is over for a visit. Tico is an Amazon. Well in his mid-40s. He's been hanging out with our flock. Oh my goodness. It's got to be 14, 15 years now. Comes here quite frequently. Probably thinks that he has 2 homes. Well, I guess he does in a way. He's pretty happy with things, aren't you, Tico? Ah. Max sometimes gets a bit jealous of Tico. Have to be careful, especially when Tico first comes over, how Max is introduced to him. When Tico comes over, the first thing I do is I fill Max's food and water bowls. Then I can think about filling up Tico's food and water bowls. If I don't, Max gets quite territorial and quite upset and spends the next week yelling at Tico. Max is a bit food insecure, so if he gets his food first, he knows that he is still well loved. not quite what I wanted to do. How's that? Trying to keep Max here in the shot. There we go. Being a little bit creative with the tripod today, or lack thereof. As everybody knows, I picked up a tripod a couple of weeks ago, and I picked it up from Amazon. Quite excited to have a tripod. And the tripod came in a kit that included lighting, and I thought this would be fantastic for when we were indoors. Unfortunately, couldn't get the lighting to work, so I ended up doing a return on the tripod and placed an order for a new one, and that one's not arrived yet, so just waiting on that. So I'm being a little bit creative, using a Kleenex box and a strip of tape to anchor the phone. Seems to be working. I seem to have Max in scope, but it's not the solution I want long term. Next week we should have that a tripod and possibly some lighting. I ordered a separate lighting kit. That one looks like it's been on back order, but we'll see what we can get. It's all about getting everybody some good quality film, because I know you enjoy watching the flock. We definitely prefer being out on the patio, but living in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and that means we have a long parking season. Parking season, of course, referring to the motorcycle being parked, but it also means the patio season is off for a number of months, and Max is not super happy about that. He loves his patio. Well, I think the blocks are doing a great job of distracting him from the fact the patio's not open today. What a good job, Max. You're such a good shredder. Oh, isn't that fun? Yeah, by the time Max is done, I'm going to have a box full of shredded wood rather than wood blocks. That's okay. And it's relatively inexpensive. I got this particular box of blocks from Parrot Trends. Sandy over there does a great job for us. So we tend to pick up things from her semi-regularly. She does an online order store, and she services both Canada and the States. I know some people in the States who said that her shipping and everything is really, really reasonable. So it's certainly a good option if you're looking to pick something up. Just tell her that Max sent you. She'll know who we are. We actually met Sandy a few years ago in person. She'd been following Max for a while on social media, unbeknownst to Max. And I'd gone to Parrot Palooza, which was being put on by the Calgary Parrot Club. Max was not with me. It was members birds only, and I was only dropping in for a few minutes. Well, I dropped in, and she had some tables of some great stuff that I wanted for the flock. So, I mean, it's a bit of a trade show. It's a small one, but I stocked up. And I had a handful of stuff with me. And she asked me, what kind of birds do you have? How many birds do you have? What kind? And I said, I have 2.5 parrots. Before I could say anything else, she looked at me and said, you're Max the Moluccan. I guess it's a compliment when the pet woman is called Max the Moluccan, but certainly she recognized me. She recognized the fact that I said 2.5, because I jokingly refer to TCal as a half a parrot because he spends half of his time here. So he's a part-time member of the flock. But I mean, that was really too funny, but she's been a huge fan of Max for a long time. So I thought that was super, super cool. But she's a really, really nice lady. Excellent customer service too. She treats people way too well. But yeah, so that's where we got the box of blocks, and we got a few other bits and pieces through her as well. One of Tico's new toys is pots and pans. It's this hanging toy that has a bunch of mini pots and pans, and they clank. Tico loves bells. I think most Greys are huge fans of bells and anything that rings. He was not sure about pots and pans. I kept it outside of the cage for a while. He gave it the evil eye. I put it inside the cage. He slept on his water bowl. Finally removed it from the cage, hung it on the outside of the cage. He got brave, touched it a few times. And this week I snuck it inside of his cage, and the pots each had a bit of Nutriberry in them. So we decided to make friends with it. Last night, lights were low, the birds were just, winding down for the night. And I heard a wonderful jingling sound of Tico playing with his new toys. So, birds sometimes take a little while before they're used to new toys or ready to play with them. With the blocks, usually Max goes through one at a time. He'll go through maybe half of the block inside of his cage, drop it, and then go through a bit more. Usually I keep the blocks, we'll play throw outside the cage, but we don't do a lot of chewing outside the cage, mostly because this chair that Max is on is also my reading chair. I sit on it a lot, and I really don't want to sit down and find I've got some splinters. Yes, Einstein absolutely loves bells. I did take some footage when I unpacked the new toys with the intention of doing a bit of a toy review and a bit of a video. I really should try and get that one up on YouTube. I've got everything ready to go. I just need a little bit of time to put that together. But, the weather's not great. I'm probably going to be indoors all weekend, more so than usual. Won't be doing much of a walk outside. Tried to go out last night, even though it was snowing, and the sidewalks were just sheer ice, so decided to avoid that. Really don't need to take a slip and fall. So maybe I'll try and work on that video a little bit this week. So I'm going to catch up on some comments. Wow, look at all the comments that I've missed. Did you just hear that hi? That was Tico. Tico the Grey is pretty quiet and only speaks when he has something to say. So I'm just reading a few comments here. Yeah, the chatter in the background is definitely fun to hear with Tical and Tico entertaining us quietly. Yeah, Tical's having a great time right now. Rebecca suggests maybe you should have started with the box of blocks and give Max an almost empty box. Yeah, could have done that. He probably would have filled up the box for me. Einstein's here. Hi, Einstein. How are you? Tico wishes you happy pumpkin. Actually, Tico just stopped and looked at me because I just gave him a fresh pumpkin. He's kind of wondering. Yeah, and that laughter is definitely Tical. And Tical is an Amazon, so yes, Erin, Tical is a green and yellow bird. Yes, French Paul. French Paul says, yes, Erin, he appeared in past videos. He's the bird Max broke. I've got a really, really cute video I put up, it might be a couple of years ago now. And I think it's titled something like, Oops, I Broke the Bird. And Max was looking at Tical. Max said hello to Tical. And Tical got started. Hello, 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 hello. And he just wouldn't stop. The look on Max's face was just priceless. Yes, French Paul, I'm definitely going to have toothpicks today. Max is going for those toothpicks a lot. French Paul says, 2.5 parrots coming soon on whichever network you want. Yeah. Yes, French Paul. Einstein loves his bells as well. I think it's an African gray thing. They seem to really like bells for some reason. There, just trying to adjust that a little bit. Slightly better angle. Oh, Mookie says Canada's a home of pebbles as well. Yes, there are quite a few birds up here in Canada. Yes, Mookie, I think every single bird out there has a unique personality. And it's something that you don't understand unless you start really getting into birds. And, you know, birds are going to be themselves. You can't really convince them to be somebody that they're not. Max came from a bit of a rough environment, so sometimes he's a little bit anxious when it comes to things like food. But he's just doing marvelously. He likes exploring. He likes, you know, obviously playing with stuff. Loves being the center of attention. Max has the talent. If I point a camera at him, he performs. I just love that. I mean, right now I've got Performance Max full on. You know, I didn't have to do too much. He just decided to start performing on his own today. Yeah, pretty soon I'm going to have a few hundred blocks on the floor. Apparently he found a Lego block inside of there. That's what that little light blue thing is. Yes, the birds do play a bit with Lego. They like taking it apart and they like chewing on it. What are you doing, Max? Oh, is that the piece that you dropped that you wanted back? Looks like it's got a bit of a knot in it. Yeah, these blocks are a relatively soft pine, and Max finds them really, really rewarding that they are so easy to chew apart. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of with these particular blocks is the fact that they are dyed. This dye, it's bird safe. So I mean, you know, it's not a problem if the bird tosses a block in the water bowl, turns the water a different color, and ends up drinking it. Not going to hurt the bird at all. Think food color. But the problem is they can dye other things as well if they get wet. I used to have a lesser sulfur crested cockatoo by the name of Thina. She lived with the flock before I started doing YouTube, and you know, she did overlap with Max the Moluccan a bit. So she joined a few years before he joined our flock, and unfortunately she passed away a few years ago. But at one time she had some block toys that had been dyed with food grade coloring. She dipped them in the water. She turned herself into an Easter egg. She rubbed the wet colored blocks all over her feathers, and instead of having a white cockatoo with a sulfur colored crest, I had an Easter egg colored cockatoo with splotches of color all over. You know, I really wish I would have gotten a picture of that. It was pretty funny. I felt like the worst bird parent ever. You know, letting the bird die themselves. But you know, hey, why not? Max really hasn't dyed himself too badly. He's gotten a few splotches on feathers, but it's never seemed to bother him. He is the king of making birdie soup, only rivaled by Tico. Tico, I think, makes soup a little bit faster than Max, but both of them are really good at dumping everything into a water bowl. So I'm pretty sure with these colored blocks, we are going to have a blotchy bird at some point. I know you guys are going to support me and just laugh right along with me. You know, so I mean, you know, apart from that, I have made toys for the birds before with just 2x4s. From the hardware store, you make sure that they are untreated pine. It's okay for them to chew on, and you just slice them into smaller wafers. Max seems to prefer this particular size, and he likes having the hole in it for some reason, not hanging them on anything. Max actually will ignore hanging toys. Completely ignore them. He thinks that hanging toys are the devil incarnate. Never quite understood that, but you know, he came from a bit of a weird background. If he prefers foot toys, that's perfectly okay with me. Yeah, Asevu says Mr. Max loves bells too. That's pretty cool. Max is not really a big one for bells. They make a weird noise, and I think that startles him. Yeah, but that's okay. Each bird to his own. Max actually prefers having a relatively empty cage when it comes to the top of the cage. He gets annoyed if there are too many toys up there. He likes to be able to see the top of his canopy, I guess. Tico, on the other hand, his cage is just packed with toys, and he can barely see the top of the cage for the toys. Realistically, I let the birds tell me what they prefer for interior decorating. They've got a pretty good idea what they want. Christine says Max is a champion block checker. Absolutely, and he's getting going on that again. Denise says, Mookie, I think Pebbles owns the human, not the reverse. Denise is quite correct. The voice behind the camera, I'm Max's pet human. He's not my pet bird. He's Max, part of the flock. He's as much of the flock as I am. Actually, when I bought this particular home, I downsized into a townhouse from a bungalow. And it was a little bit stressful. I was worried about the noise, made sure it was an end unit, did some testing on sound between units, did some research into the newer sound attenuation standards in the city. And honestly, when I bought this place, there was a good possibility that I just bought myself some revenue property. And I was hoping to downsize. And one thing I put in the contract when I purchased the place is that, conditions on purchase included approval of Max from the complex. It's a new complex, so got him approved. But that was right within my purchase contract from day one because, he's part of the family. I'm not moving anywhere without him. And he's as much the owner of the house as I am in his own mind. Hey, Tango Elliott just arrived. That's super cool. Aaron, Tico actually owns me as well. Tico has a pet Uman, as does Max. They share their pet Uman. They're pretty good about that. Yes, Tico actually was one of the original flock members around here. Prior to Tico, I had a pair of lovebirds named Cleo and Crombie. Cleo passed away, and I was married at the time. We had Crombie, and we wanted to add another bird to the flock. And at the time, we thought we wanted a cockatoo, and we were looking around, and we met Tico. Tico was 6 months old, baby, cutest African gray in the world. And this was back in 1996. And he very much, thought, we'll try handling him anyhow, even though he's not a cockatoo. Well, you know what baby birds do? They steal your heart. And Tico was very good at doing that. And he definitely had some ideas about what he wanted. And we handled him a little bit. One of the gals at the store actually made note of which, he was in a cage with a couple of his siblings. She'd made a note of which one we'd been handling. Went back to visit a couple of times, and every time I got there, cage full of birds, Tico just ran up to the front of the cage. The other birds ignored me. Tico made his choice pretty clear. And he did end up coming home with us. And, honestly, fabulous, fabulous decision. He was, he is a wonderful bird. And he was the original flock member of the large birds. He lived with Crombie, the lovebird, for a number of years. And to this day, Tico gets excited when he hears a lovebird. So after Tico, we added Thina, who was a lesser sulfur-crested cockatoo. Got her as a baby and weaned her. She passed away a few years ago. While Thina was still part of our flock, Max joined us, and the story of his rescue is on YouTube. He kind of adopted me rather than the other way around. I was asked to find him a new home, and he had some very different ideas about what his new home looked like, namely that he'd already found it. And you know what? That was okay. Max might prefer homes with a lot of little kids, prefers men to women, etc. But, he decided that our place was pretty cool and that I would do as a pet human. So, pretty humbling when you're adopted by a bird. And Max is very handleable now. I mean, he's just a sweetheart of a bird. That was not always the case. When I met him, you could not handle him. He was biting and screaming non-stop. Now he's just an absolute sweetie, and he knows that his world's a pretty safe place. So we've got Connie here. Lukey's still hanging around. She seems to be really enjoying the stream. Oh no, Tango, what did I miss here? Tango Elliott says that Tango had to have some surgery on Thursday. And Tango Elliott, if you see Tango's profile picture, I believe that is Tango in the profile picture. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Tango. And Tango Elliott says that Tango had to have some surgery on Thursday, that he's going to be okay, and he should make a complete recovery with one less toe. It's an end toe, not a pressure-bearing toe. Really, really glad to hear that Tango is going to be okay. Max actually can say something about toes as well. Right now, you can't really see it, and I'm just going to scooch forward a little bit. It's this toe on the back right here. So, can you lift up your other foot? Not that one, your other foot, goofs. Lift. Show me your foot. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to turn. Oh, have you got to go poop? Is that what you're telling me? Well, that didn't work too well. I was trying to. Come up. It's change arms. Max, what are you doing? Huh? Oh, you want to hang out with me for a few minutes? Okay, well. Come on. So I'm going to leave you guys on a box of blocks for a second. I'll just shift Max around. There you go, buddy. Now? Okay. Can I move this? Can I repack? Are you done with the box of blocks? Okay, I'm going to move the box. And, well, look at all those shards. I don't want to sit on them, buddy. Okay. All right. So what I was talking about here with Max, I'm going to hope that I'm in camera. Can you see this toe right here? Right there? Yeah. That one is missing a claw. Not quite sure what happened when I met Max. He was missing that toe. A lot of birds do have a surfeit of toes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, buddy. A little bit of scritchy, huh? Yeah. Okay. Stand up for a minute, Max. All right. Now I'm going to give you back your box of toys. There you go. I've got a new game for you, Max. Let's see. got a couple blocks. That was funny, wasn't it, buddy? Wasn't it? Okay. Now, you know what? There's got to be 40 or 50 blocks on the floor. You notice how carefully he looks when I'm tossing blocks to make sure he doesn't dip his head down when I'm tossing? We have had a meeting of blocking head before. Mind you, he's also flung blocks at me and at the camera before. Oh, is that unfair? So I try to lob them lightly so if he does get hit, he's not going to get hurt. Boop, big pooper. What, is that the wrong kind of block? What's this? Lego! All right. All right. So I'm actually going to just very gently here, guys. I'm going to apologize if my hand gets in front of the camera. Yeah, bird. Yeah, bird. Okay. We're just going to take a quick walk. Hello. Hello. Einstein, you're not helping. You're telling Max to aim for the camera. That doesn't help. So this is T-Cal. T-Cal is very excited to see me. A little bit too excited right now. Yes, Max has played with Towers of Cups. He actually prefers to unstack cups. Hi, T-Cal. Yeah, scritchies. Yeah, let's get some scritchies going. Hi. Hey, T-Cal. Hello? 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 Can we get the hello chorus going, buddy? Hello? Hello? Okay, maybe from that angle. You realize it's not very polite to regurgitate for people. Yeah, T-Cal unfortunately seems to think that I might make a really good mate. Now, around T-Cal, I'm super, super careful how I handle him, not to encourage any of that behavior, as in you don't want to touch the back, you don't want to touch the vent area. You know, if I'm scratching him, it's right on the very top of his head. He quite enjoys that. But he has decided that I'm his special person. Not right, buddy? And it's not super appetizing when you do that. T-Cal, do you realize that we'd still love you even if you didn't regurgitate for us? So that's T-Cal right now. I think I should leave him to be a little bit private on his own. But we'll definitely get a couple of videos up of him helloing in the next couple of weeks. That seems to be his trademark sound. Aw, you're so sweet, buddy. All right, let's go back to Max. Okay, there you go, buddy. All right. I'm going to set down the camera carefully. Yeah, as I said earlier, I'm using a bit of a makeshift tripod, so I'm having to be a little bit creative here. I just want to make sure that that tape is secure because I do not want my phone to take a tumble. Oh boy, Max, what else have we got for you today? Oops, Spooky fell over. Yarr. Now, Spooky even went outside for you today, buddy. No spookies? No spookies. I see we got some other toys sitting here. You know, I think today is all about blocks, isn't it, buddy? Block? 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 No cardboard? Okay. Little block? Big block? Big block? Play the drums with it? Nope. Nope, we're not going to play the drums with it. Might be a couple more. There's another one. There's another one. Really? Why do you insist on throwing things behind furniture? Makes it harder to pick up, is that it? Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's scritchy season. It is definitely scritchy season. All right, Mac, let's see what else people have to say to you. Yeah, I mean, block throwing is definitely a bit of a hobby around here. Max loves to throw things. Sometimes he'll put them away, sometimes he will fling them elsewhere. You know, but that's okay. I don't mind playing Pickup 500. So Max, you're quieting down a bit. Do you think you could balk for us? Can you balk? Max, can you balk for us? Max, can you balk? You don't look like you want to balk right now. You look like you're getting annoyed with where the box is sitting. Is it pinching you on the toe? Really? So yeah, as I've said before, when he starts doing something I really don't appreciate, such as yelling super loud, I'll just distract him. Does not take much to distract a bird. So Tango Elliott has a question for both Einstein and Max. Can birds eat, or do they eat most of the day, or only at certain times? So Tango Elliott, what we do around here, the birds always have food in their cages. There's always something to munch on, always some food. And they can eat that throughout the day, and then throughout the day they get bits and pieces. You know, they might get a piece of apple, or they might get some squash. I don't make a traditional mash like some people do. Max, Tico, and Tikal all like their food a little bit larger, so I just give them the larger slices. And usually if I'm eating something, they get some of it. You know, hey, I'm gonna have a cucumber, I'll slice up that cucumber, and the birds will get some cucumber. Yeah, so Rhonda, glad that you've joined us. And Einstein said that Einstein gets 3 meals a day, but eats whenever he wants and nibbles on and off all day. And Einstein says he's pretty smart and won't overeat like a dog. Absolutely. That is absolutely true. Yeah, so I know I'm a little bit behind on comments. French Paul says the Halloween spirit is strong with this one. Oh, absolutely. Mookie, we've got Skinny, and Skinny was here last year, and Skinny also visits our friend Einstein. If you're not following Einstein, the Talking Texas from Gray, she's on the thread right now. Make sure you go check her out as well. She has a wonderful live stream on Sundays. A lot of fun to watch Einstein. Our Tico the Gray just absolutely loves that channel. So super, super fun. Yeah. You gonna tell me about your day? Max, do you think we can get a bok bok bok? It's almost the end of the live stream. Can we get a bok bok bok? So guys, I'm going to end the live stream here in a minute, but I'm going to get a bok out of Max first. Oh, Max. So when Max does not want to balk, if I show him a video of him balking, he will balk right along. So let's see. I've got this cute video about balk. Oops. Hang on a minute here. Let's see if I've got the volume up. Hey, Max, can you balk for me? Max, can you balk along with yourself? Max, can we get a balk, balk, balk? Can you balk for me? Max, can you balk for me? Well, we've got some impressive Fluffenchops, but no balk on that one. Let's see what else we've got here. Because we always have a balking bird around here. Max loves to balk. He's much more likely to balk outside than inside. It is kind of funny that way, but he does enjoy balking. Max, you want to watch yourself? Can you bark, bark, bark? Can we bark, bark, bark? Usually I can convince Max to balk by playing a video of a balk for him. But maybe he's just not in the mood today. Isn't that right, Max? You're not in the mood? You did perform really, really well. And tell you what, maybe you can balk for us next week? You sure about balk? Just gonna pick up the phone here for a close-up. Excuse my hand for a minute. There we go. All right, Max, there's your close-up. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us for today's stream. I hope you enjoyed yourself and you had some fun. We're going to have more videos coming out this week. As always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it out with some of your friends, check out some of our other content on YouTube. And from our flock to yours, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And Tico hopes that your week is full of pumpkins. Bye.